So a couple years ago, I did a video on Montana's most beautiful town, and I did it up in Polbridge, Montana. Well, this week, I think I found a new winner, and it's not just a town, it's a whole area. We're going to explore the Paradise Valley that's just east of Bozeman and south of Livingston. So let's go check it out. So over the years, I've traveled all over Montana, but this is one spot that I've always wanted to go to. I just never had the time to do it. So a couple weeks ago, we took a trip out to Bozeman and Livingston and then spent one day going down to the Paradise Valley that you can see here. And it's one of those places that I was using my best cameras on the best settings and 4K, all of that, but it just doesn't do it justice. This place is unbelievable. And if you ever get the chance to go down to this part of Montana, you should definitely do it just because it's Paradise is the proper name for this valley. It's about 55 miles long, and it goes from Livingston on the north end all the way down to the entrance of Yellowstone National Park in Gardner, Montana. One of the things I wanted to do when we went down here is go to the little town of Prey, Montana, because I had been reading articles all spring about that there was a town in Montana, an entire town that was for sale. And it's the town of Prey, Montana, that's located right in the middle of the Paradise Valley. And it's listed for a price of $2.6 million, and the entire town sits on 5 acres. There's 3 Amish log cabins that you can see here that they rent out for nightly and weekly rentals. And there's a general store. There's a post office that you just saw a second ago. And there's a duplex that was totally remodeled in 2019. The general store was built in the early 1900s when this first became a town. And all these little towns popped up back then when they built the railroad line from Livingston down to Yellowstone National Park. That was the main entrance into Yellowstone at the time. So they serviced another town I'm going to show you in a minute. Immigrant was another town that was built based on a service town for these tourists coming down to see Yellowstone. So here's a whole tour of Prey. You got the 3 cabins, the post office, here's the duplex here, and then right around the front on the main highway is the general store. And once again, this could be yours for $2.6 million if you've ever wanted to own your own town. I did read an article that it might be under contract right now. I'm not part of this MLS, so I can't be sure. But if you've always dreamed of owning your own town in Montana, let me know and I'll get to the bottom of it. So not too far down the road from Prey, Montana is another iconic Montana spot called Chico Hot Springs. And again, never been here but heard tons about it. A lot of people I know have gone here and they think it's just awesome. And it is pretty cool. It's on 700 acres and it's definitely grown over the years. It started out as 10 rooms in a lodge for the gold miners and the people back in the area. The train, again, going to Yellowstone for people to stay and hang out and soak in the hot springs. And over the years, it's grown into this huge resort. You got the main lodge here. There's a really good restaurant in there. We didn't get a chance to eat there, but I've heard it's unbelievable. There's all kinds of different rooms you can stay in the main lodge, or they have actual covered wagons you can stay in or little cabins you can stay in. There's a convention center, there's a day spa, and it's just kind of a cool place to check out. And once again, if you're down in this area, we were going to try and stay here, but it was filled up that weekend. It's obviously a popular spot, and what it's truly known for that everybody goes for is the hot springs, and it's right out back here. There's a little bar and restaurant right off of it that you can go to, but you got this big pool that's fed by the hot springs. So tons of people love going here, and it's just one of those Montana spots. So if you do decide to go there, you don't have to stay there to use all this stuff. You can do the horseback riding, you can use the hot springs, you can go to the restaurant. I would suggest calling way ahead on the restaurant. We tried to get in and we couldn't. So check it out if you're down there. It's kind of a cool spot. This whole valley, the Yellowstone River runs right through the middle of it. So you see all kinds of people fly fishing and rafting. And just, again, the beauty of this valley is unmatched around Montana. And unfortunately, it's been discovered. And so the prices around here are kind of crazy. But it's a awesome place to visit. And I would highly recommend it if you're in the Bozeman area or going to Yellowstone. I would go down through the Paradise Valley to get there. It's just a really great place to check out. And that brings us to the next little town that's called Emigrant, and it's named after Emigrant Peak that you can see out in the distance there. And once again, very cool little tiny town that was built back when, the first trains were heading down to Yellowstone and early 1900s. Like, you have this old saloon here that we went inside and had a beer. It was a cool spot. They have concerts here. They were having a concert that night. But it's just the history of this area is really incredible and something to see. And just everybody was super friendly here. And it was just a cool little town to check out. They've got a bakery over here. They've got a barbecue place right up here on the left. And it's all kind of set in this one little area right off the highway. So you can just park and walk around to all these different spots and just check the town out. So as I said earlier, this valley has definitely been discovered. There's all kinds of celebrities and rich and famous people that bought ranches out here. Just, of course, it's, if you have an unlimited supply of money, why wouldn't you buy a place out here? So that brings us to the next place that's right across the river and the highway from the little town of Immigrant, called the Sage Lodge. And it's this super high-end resort, and it sits on over 1,200 acres of land right along the Yellowstone River, and it has all these other areas that you can hike, and they have some ponds out here that, stocked for fish, so there were people fly fishing out here when we were there. And once you get in the lodge, it's just obviously incredible. They have this giant fireplace in here. There's a really nice bar. There's a super nice restaurant that we did not go to. You can sit out back and have drinks and food out there. And it's just, first class all the way. And it is definitely not cheap. I don't think there was a room available the weekend we were there for under $1,000 a night. And those cabins across the pond, they actually call them ranch houses. Those rent for over $5,000 a night. So if you're looking to stay at one of the most high-end resorts in Montana, in one of the most beautiful spots in Montana, you should definitely check out the Sage Lodge, do some fly fishing, and just hang out and enjoy the area. And if you're looking to buy your own town in Montana, let me know, and then we'll see if we can make that happen for you, and you can be the new mayor of Prairie, Montana.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information, and don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.